Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 75183. This is the Darth Vader transformation, containing 282 pieces and retailing for $24.99 in the United States. This was released as part of the summer 2017 wave of LEGO Star Wars sets, and was released alongside this batch of other stuff. And there's a look at all the minifigures that came out that way, as well as the two buildable figures, as the ads and the instructions. It is just one simple instruction booklet, and the box is a regular, more like a $20 box size actually, but this is retiring about now, approximately. It's sold out at Lego.com, but you might still be able to find it at Target or Walmart on their websites, or on Amazon, which had this available for $9.09 on Cyber Monday in 2019. So, let's take a look at the model. So, the overall build has a decent footprint to it. It's designed to be this sort of circular shaped area, and this represents the scene at the end of Revenge of the Sith, where Palpatine turns the burned up Anakin into Darth Vader, and you have this little droid here which can just stand in one of these spots, and then we've got this big old circular droid here that also does the same thing. There's a build similar to this in the original 2005 Darth Vader transformation, which is a smaller set than this, but had less going on as well. And you can just stand Palpatine wherever, to kind of get it going. Over here we have a rack for their lightsabers, and we also have this little interrogation or probe droid or whatever. Probably, I don't know exactly what kind of droid that is supposed to be, but it is there, and it exists, and it's a decent build for that, as well as this. We'll take a look at that a little bit closer later, but there's one major play feature to this set. That is that we can take well, I mean, I guess you would start it like that, and then you would pull him back, so that he can be operated on, and then just using this gear right here, you're going to turn it around. And look, he has a Darth Vader suit now, but he lacks his helmet, as you can see, and in order to put his helmet on, we're just going to turn this upwards, and we're just going to take this, and we're going to put it right over his head and squeeze it in, and pull this back, and then we can push this forward, and there we have Darth Vader. And that's really cool. I like that quite a bit. It's just, I don't know, it feels cool to be able to turn Anakin from, Anakin here to Darth Vader in one motion. And this, in particular, this feature of putting on the helmet, I don't know, I've only ever seen something similar done to this, and even then it's not really even exactly the same at all, in the Samurai X Cave Chaos set, where they have you snap together that plane in the center, or that jet, and you can do it with different features and stuff. But this is really neat, simple feature. I guess it raised the size of this set significantly, because the original one just had a thing where you could spin around Darth Vader and Anakin, but the ability to add the helmet on, that's just a cool feature, and I don't know, I think that it definitely justifies, at least for me, the overall size and price increase of this set versus the last one. But I don't know, this is just a really cool build, and I don't know, I like it. There is also, once Anakin wakes up and realizes what's going on, you can also knock all those over by using the Force, and that's a very, very simple feature. It's just that these little these Technic pieces will just pop up the edges of these things, and you can go in either direction, and the harder you push it, the harder it'll move. Like, that was a bad one, but you can get it to be pretty effective, and it's a really simple feature, only adding on 5 extra pieces on either side, then it works. But that's enough for the build here. There's really nothing beyond that one play feature, and I don't know if I would really recommend this as a display build. It doesn't look bad, but it's not like I wouldn't buy this to highlight it as the centerpiece of my display collection. But it's got a really neat feature, and some cool figures, which, let's take a look at those. So this burned Anakin figure is exclusive to this set. It's, got a relatively, beat up design. It's sort of a little bit of a creepy figure, but I do think that, they did definitely, Legofy it appropriately enough. He does have the silver legs to represent that his legs are kind of not there, and these are kind of, I guess, having been replaced with robot legs, but, it's effective enough. I wouldn't have wanted them to mold a legs broken off figure, because that would be a little bit gruesome, even for this particular set. The torso print is good, and good printing on the back, and they have the scarring on the head and everything, and that looks really cool. The head print is exclusive to this set, and the interesting thing about the head is that this version also uses it, and therefore, becomes a slightly more exclusive version of Darth Vader. And I did misspeak, this head actually does also appear in the Darth Vader pod set that they did in 2017, so, I forgot about that one. And BrickByBrick doesn't list it in its inventory, but they do say that the figures are the same, which I remember now is true. But this is the Type 2 helmet, which has this cool little bottom section that stays attached to the figure, and you get an extra one of those pieces actually. So if you wanted to have one to try to use for other things, you will have one. So that's cool. The face print is exactly the same as the other Anakin, as I mentioned a second ago. Here's a look at that bottom of the helmet piece, so I'm not going to bother removing it, but it just goes around his neck like a normal piece that goes between a torso and neck does. And the printing on his torso and legs is really good. This is a good version of Darth Vader, I think. I know there are a lot of people who don't really like the new version. He doesn't have any back printing, which I think is fine because he wears the cape all the time. He's Darth Vader. And the helmet piece just slots right in over the bottom. And a lot of people, still have mixed feelings about this new Darth Vader helmet, but I do like this one a lot. Yeah, the old one was very iconic, but this one, having the ability to, attach it the way that this set does is really cool, and I think makes this new helmet mold definitely worth it. And I do think that overall the shaping of this one is slightly more accurate if he is, looking up just a little bit. And he does also come with his lightsaber for anyone worried about that. So, you do get an actual full, really well done Darth Vader figure in this set. The other minifigure that we get here is this Darth Sidious figure, or Emperor Palpatine, whatever you want to call him. He actually is not very common in small sets, so it is cool to get one here. And, this is, I believe, the only way you can get Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine for such a low price combined. I know this figure did appear in a book, but that book was like $20 by itself. And, the only other way to get this Darth Vader figure super cheap was in that Darth Vader pod, which even then you had to spend $50 to get it, but it was free. This Emperor Palpatine figure does come with a gold lightsaber, or gold-hilted lightsaber, even though we don't really see that in the movies too often. We see it in Episode 3, I guess, but not when he is all suited up as the Emperor. And, the torso and leg print on this guy is really good. Looks nice. He does have his alternate angry expression, and if we pull up the cape, you'll see that this guy has no back printing either, which is perfectly fine and, completely acceptable, I think. But it is a well-done figure. We also have this medical droid here, which we'll take a look at real quick. He has regular battle droid legs in black, as well as this extra arm attached here, so that it looks like he has 3. That is attached with one of those Spider-Man web attacher pieces in Trans Clear. He does have 2 tools here that are attached using stamp pieces on either side. It's a gunmetal gray stud on the very top of his head, which I believe was introduced in this set, but it has been reused a decent amount since. It has been used as stud shooter ammo, so you can get a decent amount of them relatively quickly by buying sets that use those as stud shooter ammo. But yeah, this is an exclusive build technically, but it's just a just a medical droid, and I don't believe any of the pieces are exclusive here, except for that gunmetal gray stud, which was initially. And you have an FX series medical assistant droid, and we're just going to spin this around. All of the arms can be moved up and down. It has a bunch of tools from that set of tools. The only one missing between this one and the other droid is the kind of the one that looks like an X, that large. That piece is not used in the set, but you do get it as an extra. So I guess you could attach it if you wanted to. But it's a decent decent build for this droid. I like the use of that wheel in Train's orange, and you can move all the arms up and down to kind of make it look however you want. And it is on a 2x2 round plate, so you can kind of put it on one of the jumpers and then rotate it yourself. Overall, for a $25 play-centered set, I think that LEGO did a really good job with this one. This is probably one of the best play features that I've seen in a Star Wars set. And, in that regard, I would definitely recommend this to, Star Wars collectors, or Star Wars, to fans of Star Wars. Like, if you're looking for a gift for a LEGO Star Wars fan, this is a good one to get. Well, I guess especially if they're a younger fan. And as far as, adults and teens who collect LEGO Star Wars, or even if, they just like Star Wars but don't collect LEGO Star Wars because, I don't know, they don't like the sets too much, I think this is still a good one to get for those people, because they do get Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine, who are two of the most iconic Star Wars characters, and, to get them both in such a cheap set, I don't know, I think that that's a good deal in itself. So, anyway, I think that overall, this is one of the better of these $25 location-based playsets. Even if it's not the most striking on display, it is very gray and black. They do get a little bit of white in there, but still, it looks very monotone and not super visually exciting. But, the combination of the play feature and the figures included, because you get 3 droids, which are still all very useful things to get for, kids to play with. But, even if they're not exclusive, it's nice to, have this bunch of things. And you do also get the 3rd exclusive figure of Anakin there. Overall, I think that this is a really well done set and well priced. Can't really complain too much, because on top of getting all these figures, you have, it still costs less than 10 cents per piece, so, it's good as a parts bag too, especially if you bought it for $9 on Cyber Monday. So, I'm happy with the set. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.